Good morning, welcome to Morning Reviews. It's Kim Watson speaking on Tuesday, the 3rd of May. So let's have a look at the euro dollar first. And you see the highs here made, actually last time it was as high as this was August rather, 2008. In fact, I have to go to a weekly chart just to pop the previous high on here. Let's just do so. And that was a bit of a spike up high there back in August, so we're really we are seeing some dollar weakness here. Another Fed speaker yesterday effectively put the water on any fire or any potential of any quick interest rate increases, and I think probably the market's read into a lot to what's happened with Australia overnight. They've cut interest rates by 0.25%, and we're probably seeing the fear factor coming through a little bit here. Anyway, well and truly shoved up for the beginning of the month here at the moment. I've got dailies and weekly and monthly pivots below us, but maybe a big ask for anything to happen quite so soon. The daily is not too far below us, but at this juncture, it's looking like it's trying to push on, but we'll see. Okay, I would look at potential retracements from this sort of move, breaking this trend line here, maybe the 60 MA, the 20 minute 21, 60 minute 21s. If they start breaking, well, it gives us the potential of a bit more of a correction here. I mean, it has started pulling away a little bit, getting not quite towards the extreme sort of situation on the dailies, but certainly on the 4 hourlies, we've got a little bit extreme here on some of the readings. Cable again, decent push, and once again we've got to sort of look at where we could be heading. We've broken near-term highs already. Now shoving up towards possibly the sort of lows of December there, and the monthly R1 200 MA seems like a logical target in this sort of move at some point. And also the wedge pattern, when we look at the sort of target for that sort of sits at that same sort of R1 stroke 200 moving average level. Looking at short term, well, again, we're sort of getting a bit extreme on some of the indicators. 5 minutes is just shoving and shoving, and it's a very steep old move. You would expect some sort of retracement off that, but there's no point trying to get in the way of it at this juncture. It may give us a reasonable signal at some point of a reversal, but it's already gone through obviously the short-term moving averages, pivots here, but it could be pushing up towards its daily R2 at this rate. Dollar yen, well, we've seen these weakest figures for a long time for the US dollar against the yen. It's been shoving down on the dailies here, and again, you need to really run out to the weeklies to see, well, where's the next sort of levels of support. Well, there is a weekly 200 at 105.17, somewhere in that region, which may give us a bit of support, but at the moment, the next sort of levels beyond that is quite difficult because it's quite a mess beforehand. It's already run through this 42 area. It's not quite on there. Just pop that on there. Just look at a couple of areas where may find a bit of support, and well, it's not quite down to that 104.5 area I was looking at there. So there are some areas below us, but it's not one I would really want to be betting against at the moment, the way it's moving. So we could see some further strength in the yen and the continuation of this route downwards here. From an hourly perspective, well, it's a pretty pinched day yesterday, tight range. We're already down to the S2 at this juncture. At the moment, these pivots could just be absolutely fried because of, as I say, how tight the range was from yesterday. Aussie dollar, well, as I said, well, it's just not really showing the gap here for some reason. There was a bit of a gap on some charts, not on all. It seems to have come down quite smoothly on some. Let's just have a quick flick through. You can see how big this move was relatively. It actually shows up better on the 4-hourly, but decent move down there. Currently retracing quite some of this. There was some on some charts I was looking at. There was a bit of a gap on this. It may be just literally just on the shorter time frames. There may have been something sitting there, but it doesn't appear to be gapping on these 60-minute time frames. So, well, it's double bottomed effectively, and at the moment seeing a bounce. And I think it's a bit of a surprise. No one expected the cut. It's expected to be left as was. So it has surprised the markets, but the market's reacting okay to it at the moment. In a sense, it hasn't continued its sell-off so far today, but it could do so at some point. In fact, it could just work its way back to it sort of somewhere in the middle here, where it was sitting for a good part of the late part of last week. Okay, Canadian dollar. Well, no surprises here to see it continue on its route. And just a quick look at oil. Oil has had a bit of a retracement yesterday, but pushing up again today. Put a pivot swing at the high of the dailies there, which so if we get a break of yesterday's low, could see it's come down to the monthly pivot on oil. Let's just go back to Canadian dollar. Well, Canadian dollar, I mean, this is real dollar weakness. I keep on talking about the Canadian dollar has three aspects to it. You've got the US dollar back end of it. You've got the oil level, and then you've got the Canadian dollar itself, and the Canadian strength. So you've got this three aspects to this market in a sense. And if it's not oil that's giving it the boost at the moment to the downside here, it's effectively at this current stage, it's the US dollar's weak. We can see that through the other markets. As we look through the other markets, it's a weak US dollar at the moment, and hence why we're seeing this sell-off going on at the moment. So short term again, just selling off, and to me it's still the catching of the knife here at the moment until we see a proper reversal. At some point we may see a bigger correction on the bigger dailies, but at the moment it really is risky to the downside. Okay, that's it for me today. News wise, where we've already seen the Aussie dollar cash rates out at 5:30 this morning. We've got the manufacturing PMI for UK at 9:30. That can give a bit of a kicker, so we'll watch out for that at 9:30. And then it's quite some time till we see some news, because it's tomorrow. Because there's a little else really significant that's coming out that I can see. I'm going to check my other news service because I'm just running off two at the moment. Because one of them seems to pick up a little bit. We've got ECB speaker at 8:15. Keynote World Bank Global Borrower Forum. Okay, so it's probably unlikely to be talking too much about anything else. Right, and we got 3:30 p.m. we got Fed Mester speaking. So we got a speaker at 3:30, US speaker at 3:30. So and there's a Bank of Canada governor speaking at 5:30. So it's a couple of speakers later this afternoon, stroke into leading into the early evening. But little else in terms of much happening there today. So down to the technicals. Okay, I'll leave you with that. Have a great day. Bye for now.